know what he said.
You heard it? You seen the video?
I know what he said. He said when he finally faced me, I beat him.
Oh, dang. So that's gonna happen?
Oh, wow. Wow.
Not just acknowledge reality that Mike Tyson was an old, broken man.
Floyd Mayweather reacts to Mike Tyson's latest training footage by saying Tyson looks completely drained and worn out after camp. He openly doubts Tyson's stamina going into their fight.
What? Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. Woo! We fight. We stay here. Beautiful. Good bounce. I get it. I like that. I always want to try catching down here.
In the video, Mike Tyson is sparring hard with his trainer. He is breathing heavy and looks exhausted, but he keeps pushing himself and refuses to stop despite the fatigue.
Oh, yeah. Ah! That's the match. Yeah, that's what. How we gonna do this?
Floyd says with confidence that he will turn this matchup into an exciting show, promising non-stop action that keeps fans locked in from beginning to end.
Not we're gonna have fun, we're gonna throw a few punches, like I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to fight Tyson.
I don't know. I just want to get the fans what they want to see, excitement.
Meanwhile, Joe Rogan reminds viewers that Mike Tyson is still much larger than Floyd Mayweather, pointing out the clear difference in size and strength.
He's so much bigger than him.
Yeah,
he's
but
so much bigger than him.
he's not going to land a fist on Mayweather.
Right.
It's not after his last performance. You know, I think Tyson just needs
What do
to
you think
it.
was going on with that, the last one? It looked a little bit like sparring.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was scripted.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen Tyson biting his gloves and, like, you could just, it was taking all that he could not to, like, hit him. And it was just like, it's heartbreaking to see a icon go out like that.
Yeah.
You know, and
but it's crazy also.
Mike trains with heavy dumbbells using steady control and strong focus. These intense sessions build his arms, shoulders, and overall endurance.
Don't fight. I give you money. Are you crazy?
Only 12. That's all we want. To the middle. 1, 2, 3.
A little slow on the way down.
4. There we go. 9. One more.
And slow.
10. No problem. Great set. Best set yet. Right around. Last one. Nice and strong. 30 times. Touch and go. 1, 2. Here we go. 3, 4. Nice. 5. Yes, sir. 6, 7.
Strong.
8. Strong.
9.
Got this.
We go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go. 8, 9. One more. 10. Nice work, Mike. Yes, sir. Great work.
A major topic around this fight is the age gap. Tyson is nearly 59 while Mayweather is 48, which raises real questions about how competitive the bout can be.
I don't mind if either guy gets paid. Again, we talk about Mike and his past financial issues. I hope that that's not the same thing going on with him now, even though who knows how this man spends his money. He made a ton of money to fight Jake Paul, and good for him. His name value carried that fight, and it did a crazy number. I'm sure he'll make a crazy number here, but Floyd Mayweather is the one that seems like he needs the money more right now. Our guy, Andreas Hale, wrote a story that has kind of went somewhat viral. That's crazy, the laugh faces. Although Floyd Mayweather Jr. made hundreds of millions of dollars from his professional boxing career and topped the Forbes list as the highest paid athlete from 2012 to 2014, the boxer is said to have been shortchanged and filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Showtime. The lawsuit filed Tuesday, and obtained by ESPN seeks to recover hundreds of millions of dollars, misappropriated funds, and damages resulting from a long-running and elaborate scheme of financial fraud, breaches in fiduciary duty, and conspiracy orchestrated by Floyd J. Mayweather's former manager and advisor, Al.
Holly Molan AG explains that Mike Tyson continues to make huge money because his name alone grabs global attention, making every fight highly profitable.
So the aspect of it with a new fan base is always curious about the old-time fighters, which is why Tyson always gets views even today, because people are always curious about the Mike Tyson mystique, the Mike Tyson effect. So people that weren't able to be alive and wake up the morning of a Mike Tyson fight to know what that feels like, want to feel that today. I promise you, it's nothing like it was in 1989 with Tyson, no matter what you guys want to feel. But regardless, I think people get curious about that. And I think this is going to be sort of the same thing. There's nothing that's going to match the Mayweather-Pacquiao era of that time where they were flying and people wanted to see that fight. This is not going to be that feeling on the morning of. But like the champ said, on the morning of, whether you like it or whether you don't like it, I think you're gonna end up, ordering that pay-per-view or watching on Netflix, whatever. This is on Netflix.
Wade Plemons shares a straightforward opinion about the Tyson versus Mayweather exhibition. He says Tyson's recent outings reveal clear limits at this stage of his career. In the Jake Paul fight, Tyson's movement and sharpness were already reduced, noticeable when he limped toward the ring and dealt with issues like hip problems. Even though Tyson still has serious strength, Wade believes facing Mayweather is a completely different challenge. Mayweather's speed, accuracy, and ring IQ could make Tyson look slow and ineffective. Wade also mentions remarks from Terence Crawford, who observed Tyson biting his gloves in past fights to hold back his power. This unusual behavior shows the effort Tyson makes to control himself even against less dangerous opponents.
Tyson-Floyd Mayweather fight exhibition is even more sad because you've already seen the illusion of what Mike has left is already gone. We saw it. Versus Jake Paul, he was limping on his way to the ring. Probably got terrible hips, still strong as an ox, but how much can you really expect him to do anything versus Floyd? Couldn't really land on, he landed like 1 or 2 punches on Jake, but couldn't really do much with him. What's he going to try to do with Floyd Mayweather? Floyd's going to make him look silly in this exhibition, and it's going to look worse than what we saw with Jake because of, how small Floyd is. But Terence Crawford said something interesting there as well. He said, I've never seen Mike Tyson bite his gloves like that. And I think Terence Crawford is a pretty big historian of the sport. And I'm not saying he should know everything about it. I certainly don't. But Mike Tyson has indeed bit his gloves, and this is what Terence is talking.
Wade believes these weaknesses will become even more obvious against Mayweather. He feels the fight will highlight Tyson's current physical condition more than any competitive advantage. He adds that past event footage already shows these struggles, proving that even legends face decline. In his view, this bout is more spectacle than serious competition, with Mayweather likely to dominate and expose the contrast between Tyson's past greatness and present form.
Great Teddy Atlas has spoken about this with Tyson and his career.
Questions out there, my son told me, about the thumb biting. Okay, thumb biting, right? And we're not talking about the thumb biting with your nephews or with your children or, with that stuff. We're talking about Mike Tyson biting his thumb during the car. First of all, that's something that he did in his amateur days, he did in his pro days, and now, of course, he did it again. That's something that he has done, and he's, for people that follow Mike Tyson, his career, they've seen it before. People are saying, oh, and Tyson's smart, he's witty, he knows what to say, he knows the image, he knows the importance of having that image, how important, that's why he got all the money. It wasn't about what he had left at 58, it was what maybe he might have, and the image, the scary guy.
Mike Tyson is clearly beyond his peak years, and age is affecting both his body and stamina. Once a dominant heavyweight force, he now shows the wear from decades of intense training and tough fights. His punches are less explosive, his reaction slower, and his endurance fades quicker than before. Every movement takes more effort, and recovery between exchanges lasts longer. It is natural to question the risks when someone his age steps back into the ring, especially against quicker fighters or in fast-paced exhibitions.
They have a history of bad blood between the two. Well, more so on the part of Mike Tyson. He just simply does not like Floyd Mayweather. They went through some things. They used to be cool. They used to be friends. And Floyd Mayweather even fought on Mike Tyson's cards. But now they have a strained relationship, and now they're going to fight an exhibition bout. This was, I don't even know what to say about it.
Joe Rogan speaks with Terence about why Floyd Mayweather keeps returning to boxing, focusing on money, lifestyle, and public image. Although Floyd retired undefeated at 50, he lives a flashy lifestyle, often displaying expensive watches, luxury cars, and major purchases. Rogan explains that maintaining that image costs a fortune, with high-end cars worth millions and diamond watches priced extremely high. This pressure to match others in wealth is common among athletes. Rogan recalls former fighters like Iran Barkley who struggle financially while surrounded by peers spending freely.
It's other ways for.
But what did he get?
People.
He got at least 20, right?
Yeah, but still, I think.
I think he needed
all
that money.
Yeah, but with all his connections and things like that, I think people could have put him in the right position to make some money.
If he's got people with him that are looking out for his best interest, but you know how it is. When there's a guy like that, that's a big name, usually everybody around him pretends they're looking out for their best interest, but there's always lawsuits later on. You find out someone was stealing money or not paying him what he deserved. There's always a bunch of shit involved.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, especially if you're not business-minded, which I don't know if Mike is, but most fighters aren't. Most fighters concentrate on fighting.
Mm-hmm.
To be business-minded, that's a giant distraction. You got to pay attention to all this other shit. On top of that, it's generally not how they think.
Right.
You know? I mean, look at Floyd. Like, Floyd spends money like it's a tap.
Terrence and Rogan agree that Floyd's need to project success through luxury items motivates him to continue taking big fights. These events are not only about competition, but also about earning massive paychecks to sustain his lifestyle. Sponsorships help, but they do not cover everything, so exhibitions and professional bouts remain necessary. Rogan points out that behind the entertainment, the financial reason is practical. These fights allow Floyd to maintain his wealth, status, and influence without changing his way of living.
It's like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he got to be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know.
All the money. He got to show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that shit. Like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. brings quick movement, sharp timing, and elite defensive skills built over years in lighter divisions. Tyson's size and power still demand respect, but his body no longer reacts as it once did. Their physical differences create a matchup between strength and refined technique. However, concerns about Tyson go beyond performance. Many fans and analysts worry about his health and whether the risk is worth the show. This fight tests endurance just as much as skill.
Compatible as far as size goes, Roy is still bigger than Floyd, but as far as that goes, he's still fought that made his name at 54, 60, 68, and 75, right? Now, he did go up to heavyweight, but they've been going back and forth. They've been jawing back and forth and going viral, going at each other. That would make more sense. I don't know where this came from and how this even came about, but we're going to get Floyd Mayweather in 2026 versus Iron Mike Tyson in an exhibition bout. Two legends, they're going to get their money. I guess Netflix is just looking to put out big money. I'm hearing that it's going to be on Netflix, right? It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds and plays out. But this came out of nowhere. It's just bizarre. I want to know the weight classes.
Earlier exhibition bouts involving Tyson showed how profitable nostalgia fights can be. The chance to see legendary names back in the ring attracts huge attention and large paydays. Tyson reportedly earned around $20 million for one event, while his younger opponent made nearly $40 million. These figures show that financial rewards often outweigh competition in such matches. Fans are drawn by memories and hype, turning these fights into major events. For the fighters, it becomes more about maximizing earnings while capturing public interest.
Exhibition, F it. You might as well. I want to say this, though. If you guys thought Mike Tyson was pulling punches against Jake Paul and that wasn't real, well, he ain't gonna pull no punches against Floyd. Like, that dude has shown that he hated. Remember his faint punch at Floyd? Floyd ain't moved, though. Balls of iron. If Iron Mike Tyson threw he got balls of iron.
Paulie Molan AGI explains that streaming on Netflix changes the experience for viewers. Instead of paying extra for pay-per-view, subscribers can watch as part of their plan, which increases curiosity. Even casual fans may tune in just to see the outcome. He says many late career or nostalgia fights feel more like entertainment than serious competition, as long as titles are not involved. Still, surprises can happen, and a strong showing might push a fighter back into relevance. Pacquiao remains recognized even against lower-level opponents, and both he and Mayweather continue to attract attention because of their reputation. These events show the power of name value in modern boxing.
Exhibition, Mayweather taking on Mike Tyson, and then
Supposed to be an exhibition.
Yeah, and then
Rocky IV.
Hey, I know it well. I remember the towel. That was traumatizing for me as a kid. But the other side of it, of course, Ruslan Provatnikov, Manny Pacquiao. You fought two of those guys, right? You fought Ruslan Provatnikov, fought Manny Pacquiao. One of the things that doesn't go away is Ruslan Provatnikov can crack. You talked about how heavy-handed he was. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that could happen in April that could, if not derail, diminish this? And provided nobody gets hurt, which we don't want to see. But this idea that, is there any way either guy could look so washed that we go, oh my God, this isn't worth watching? Could it diminish it at all?
Absolutely. I don't think that's going to happen. The reason is because Ruslan was the third choice for this. Juan Marquez was reached out to, Tim Bradley was reached out to. I'm talking for the exhibition with Pacquiao. Those two turned it down. Then they asked Ruslan, hey, come on, let's go.
Dan Rafael notes that unlike their massive 2015 fight that broke pay-per-view records and generated enormous revenue, this exhibition is unlikely to reach that level financially. Back then, excitement was high and fans paid premium prices to watch live. Now the strategy focuses on streaming through Netflix, giving fans easy access without extra charges beyond their subscription. This approach emphasizes convenience and wide exposure, similar to events like Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, where streaming platforms helped reach broader audiences.
Also probably in April, but in a different location. And it sets them up on the same time schedule where if they're going to do a rematch, September 19th at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The fact that Netflix is doing it is not surprising at all. That's always been what they've been talking about doing. I think both fighters and everybody involved understands that it's one thing when everybody wanted to see the fight in 2015, he put it on pay-per-view and it's going to be a blockbuster, which it was. They charged $100 for the pay-per-view, the biggest price ever for a pay-per-view. And it set every conceivable record that you could think of in terms of gate, boxing, pay-per-view buys, overall revenue, the sponsorships, the merchandise. You pick a metric and it broke the record. That would not be the case now, 11 years down the road, since they first fought in 2015. So they needed somebody to put up big money, and it really fits the profile of what Netflix is trying to do.
The fight is being organized through a joint effort. Manny Pacquiao Promotions, Mayweather Promotions, and CSI Fight Sports are all involved, combining their experience and connections. CSI Fight Sports has handled many of Mayweather's past projects, helping ensure smooth execution. While the revenue may not match past records, the emphasis now is on accessibility and modern distribution. It reflects how boxing promotion is evolving, where reaching more viewers can be just as important as record-breaking earnings.
I want to do big events, and whatever you want to say about it, maybe not for guys like me or you who are involved in doing boxing-related stuff on a daily basis, but for the regular person that's scrolling through Netflix to see what's on a weekend night. They're going to look and say, oh, Mayweather, Pacquiao, I know those guys. They're as famous as any boxers in the world. And if it doesn't cost me any extra money and I'm just paying my normal subscription, yeah, I'll check it out. And it's going to do big numbers. That's why Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson did the numbers it did. And that's why, we saw them be interested in a fight like Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua and the other events that they have done. Tyson Fury's come back as they try to, build up more in the UK. And this is going to be the same situation. They put out a lot of money to do the fight, but not as much as what obviously they generated in 2015. And, it will be, it'll be a big event, but how much of a fight it will be, who the heck knows? But I mean, to answer the question, I'm not looking forward.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more.